everyone, this is Lauren with the Central Arkansas Library System. Today's program is going to cover how to register your small business and make it a distinct legal entity. How and where you need to register depends on your business structure and business location, but most business registrations follow the same general process. First, we're going to cover if you even need to register your small business. Then I'm going to walk you through the steps of registering federally if necessary. Then we're going to cover how to register with the Arkansas Secretary of State's office, as well as the general steps of applying with your local city ordinance. Lastly, staying up to date with your business registration is crucial to maintaining a good business standing, so I'll cover some of the general things you'll need to keep an eye on. Let's get started. So, do you even need to register? Your business location and structure determine if you need to register your business. Determine those factors first, and registration becomes very straightforward. In some cases, you don't need to register at all. If you conduct business as yourself using your legal name, you won't need to register anywhere. But remember, if you don't register your business, you can miss out on the personal liability protection, legal benefits, and tax benefits. In Arkansas, you can register through the Arkansas Secretary of State website, which I will be walking you through in the later steps of the program. So, with registering federally, most businesses don't need to register with the federal government to become a legal entity other than simply filling out to get a federal tax ID. In regards to applying for a federal tax ID, next month's program will cover what a federal tax ID number is and how to apply for one for your small business. Small businesses sometimes register with the federal government for trademark protection or a tax-exempt status, and if you want to trademark your business, brand, or product name, file with the United States Patent and Trademark Office once you've formed your business. Then, if you want a tax-exempt status for a nonprofit corporation, register your business as a tax-exempt entity with the IRS. To create an S-Corp or a tax-exempt corp, you'll need to file Form 2553 with the IRS, which is titled Election by a Small Business Corporation, but if none of that applies to your business, you don't have to worry about that. Alright everyone, so here is the Corporations Online Filing System from the Arkansas Secretary of State website. This is the first thing that you're going to see whenever you get to the web page. This is just a little bit of information. If there's a payment that needs to be made or monthly billing, you can fill that out as well. And then the forms currently available for online filing. I know it looks like a lot, but this is every single form that the Arkansas Secretary of State offers. And so I'm going to be walking you through the steps of applying for a domestic LLC, which is what most small businesses are. So we're going to scroll down to Foreign Limited Liability Company and then application for Certificate of Registration for an LLC, FL01. Next, below it, there's just some official dating policies that lets you know that everything submitted before 3 p.m. will be recorded on that day, and everything submitted after 3 p.m. will be recorded on the next day. There's also some filing information. You can feel free to read through any of that, or if you would like to fill out the forms in person on paper, you can have them mailed to this location right here. So, with the application for certification of registration for LLC, we're going to hit Choose Filing. Next, it's going to bring you to, once again, the Corporations Online Filing System, and then everything domestic. Most local small businesses are going to be domestic LLCs, so then we're going to click Articles of Organization for Domestic LLC, LL01, hit Start Form. And then it just gives you the notice. It lets you know that any company that performs a medical professional service that you must have a file or a copy of certificate or a card issued by the company by the medical board. But if that doesn't apply to your small business, you don't have to worry about that. So where it says Select Filing Act, you want to leave that alone. You don't want to change it to anything unless you specifically know that it does need to be a different option, but most of the times you can just leave it as the 1003 of 1993. Next is going to be the entity information, so that's going to be your company name, whatever company name you decide to make it. So as it says down here, the company name must contain the words LLC. So if CALS were to, for whatever reason, make their own company, then it would be the Central Arkansas Library System, LLC, but that's just completely applicable to you and whatever you want to name your small business. Next is the manager statement. So that's just if your company does have a manager statement, that's just where you would provide that information. So the principal place of business of the LLC, so basically just this is the entity name, and then as well as your name as the business owner and the location of the business. If it's a small business that you run out of your home, just put your home in there. And then if the registered agent if this is applicable to you. So the registered agent receives service of the process for a corporation. So if you're running your small business through another business, that's where you would put this information. And if it doesn't apply to you, you don't have to pull it off. And then the incorporator/officers, you must do at least one incorporator and at least one officer. So that just if this applies to you, then that's where you'll put this information. Then of course be sure to hit save officer to make sure that that information is saved within your account. And then the submitter contact information, most of the times it is going to be you as a small business owner, but sometimes other people will submit this information. So once again, you'll just enter all of your information down here. The annual report contact information, so this is where the corporation's or your small business's annual corporate franchise tax report will be mailed to the person. So if you'd like to receive that report, this is where you would once again input your information. This is just the agreement, so if this filing should have to be delayed by the effective date, please enter it below. The delayed effective date cannot be more than 90 days from now, which is the 13th of September of 2021 if you applied today. If the filing is to take place immediately, just leave the field blank. So of course, just exit all out and make sure you sign the I understand that information, type your signature, and then hit submit. If you need any additional support, you can call this number right here for toll-free, their regular phone number, or send them an email at a corprequest@sos.arkansas.gov. So that's really the entirety of the steps that you need to register your small business within the state of Arkansas. Luckily, the process to apply to register your small business within the city of Little Rock is much easier than applying with the state of Arkansas. If you are watching this video and your business isn't going to be located in Little Rock, all you have to do is typically type into Google, register small business, and then the name of the city that you're going to be starting your small business in. And typically the first or second link that pops up is going to be the one that you're going to want to click, and it can give you more information about registering within your location. So, registering for Little Rock is super straightforward. I'm just on the littlerock.gov website, and then it's just the online business application form. It's a super simple, straightforward form. So, is your business home-based? Of course, yes or no. If it's a new business, click new business. If you're changing the ownership, or if it's an existing business, of course, you'll click those. And then you'll need to know what your business startup date is, how many full-time employees you start with, what type of business it is. Your options are corporation, partnership, sole proprietor, or other. What the business name is, a description of the business. If you have a sales tax number, you can enter that number, or if it's not applicable just yet, you don't have to put it in there. Next month's program, we are going to be covering how to get a federal and state tax ID number. If there is a DBA name, the phone number or fax if applicable, the email address, and then your business license if necessary. A lot of food companies or any type of medical company will need a licensing address, but if it doesn't apply to you, you don't have to put it. A lot of times your mailing address is just going to be, of course, where you'd like your mail to be sent. If your business has a physical location, that's where you'd want to put that. And then this is where you would enter your information as a business owner. If you are renting the location that your business is at, then you'll put your renter's information in there, or if you own the property, then you'd put your name in there. You can fill out, of course, like it says, this section is optional, so your gender, your ethnic group, and if you've had a business before, that's where you put that information. If your business sells anything that requires people to be over 21, so tobacco and alcohol, you'd click that there. If your business maintains inventory, which most small businesses do, you would click there. And then, are you currently involved with, or do you plan any construction or remodeling at that location? If you do plan it, click yes. You would want to give an explanation. Say you're trying to expand your store to give it a little more square footage for more retail space, then you'd explain that down there. Do you store or stock any flammable or explosive materials? If you do, type it in there. If you do, just click no. And then this please note section is an important read. It's if you're no longer in business, written notification must be submitted to our office. If your business location changes, an application for change of address must be approved. Citations will be issued to businesses failing to comply with the business license ordinance. A false statement or misrepresentation may make the license null and constitute forfeiture or any fees paid. If your business sells food, or if you're in the lodging business, you may be required to pay the advertising and promotion 2% tax. You can call this number to inquire. and then you will not be able to apply for your business license unless you agree that the above information is true. If you do not agree, please contact the Treasury Management Division at this number above. Then you'll just click I agree. Or if you don't agree, of course, contact that number, and then you'll just type out your e-signature and date it, and then just click submit. Luckily, the process to apply to register Lastly, with keeping your business up to date. So, number one is tax registration. When opening a small business in the state of Arkansas, you must first search and apply for a license, permit, or identifications number, which corresponds with the type of services you're offering, which we covered that in previous slides. Some taxes that are commonly applied to businesses include withholding tax, sales tax, and use tax, and unemployment insurance tax. Depending on the nature of your business, addition taxes such as the franchise tax and motor fuel tax may also apply. Visit the Arkansas Department of Finance and Administration's income tax page for more information about that. This page includes news releases, a calendar of tax-related events, and contact information for offices that might assist you with any of your small business tax concerns. Number two is business licenses. The state of Arkansas requires occupations and businesses to acquire relevant permits and licenses before providing services. The cost and type of license that you will need depend on the nature of your business. For example, landscape architects, barbers, pharmacy technicians, athletic trainers, and social workers will need to obtain different professional licenses. Visit the professional licensing page of the arkansas.gov for a list of possible licenses that your small business might need. You can search for specific licenses and then choose to apply or renew for them. Lastly, number 3 is local permits. The local government in your area, such as that of your city or county, may require specific permits and licenses, which we covered in the last slide. Each municipality may have its own unique regulations. Here are some of the most common licenses and permits you may need: alarm permit, building permit, business license and/or tax permit, health permit, occupational permit, signage permit, and zoning permit. The Small Business Administration is a great resource for all new small businesses. All the information that I've covered today can be found at sba.gov, the Arkansas Secretary of State website, and the City of Little Rock website. As always, we at CALS thank you for watching this program, and if you have any additional questions, feel free to contact me at the email listed on the slide, and I'll do my best to help.